Space, the final frontier, or the battleground for World War III? You decide! Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we are asking whether or not World War III will be fought in space. While the question kind of seems somewhat preposterous and perhaps even whimsical, the United States have so far reportedly spent $5 billion on space warfare, and the Chinese military are also carrying out space tests. In 2013, they launched a rocket that reached 6,250 miles into space, nowhere near as far as the moon, but still. China also have plans to build a bigger space station by the year 2022. They already have two small ones. Also, Russia is planning to launch their own station by 2024, breaking away from the International Space Station it shares with the USA, Europe, Canada, and Japan in favor of joining the new Chinese venture and starting one of their own. Perhaps these superpowers are gearing up for a space war. Space has actually already been used as a pawn in the chess game of war. During the Cold War, there was the infamous space race between the United States and the USSR that resulted in America being the first country to put a man on the moon. Of course, the Soviet Union followed that up by probing Venus in the 70s and 80s. So say the forthcoming space stations are eventually used as a part of a war game plan. How exactly will that work? Well, according to news articles on CNN and Newsweek, US astronomers are exploring the mounting of a laser on a new telescope for the International Space Station. Yes, you did hear me correctly, a laser. It's all very Dr. Evil. I don't know. The laser is supposed to be used to stop space junk entering our atmosphere, but it could very well be used in warfare to aim at other space stations or indeed targets on planet Earth. Maybe we'll invent our own Death Star one day. Who knows? Space lasers are one thing, but our current sophisticated land weapons would kind of struggle in space. Rockets, drones, and missiles these days use GPS, which wouldn't work for anything happening above the satellites. Although this does bring in a pretty interesting and feasible way World War III could come to space. In reality, shooting down satellites from space would be a good way to get an upper hand on the enemy. There are around 1,100 active satellites in space. In reality, one could go to space in World War III to shoot down the satellite, many of which are used for military GPS coordinates. Without these, missiles would not meet their correct targets. Similarly, satellites would play a part in World War espionage. These kinds of satellites are called reconnaissance satellites and are used under code names to collect enemy data. Another way in which space may be used in war, although I don't know about World War III, is by incoming attack from other beings we don't yet know about in the universe. Although, if it ever happens, it wouldn't be considered a world war, more of an intergalactic war. With all of the damage and loss of life that could be caused by World War III if it were to be fought on land, perhaps it would be better to go blast one another in space, although I still don't think that sounds too productive. Maybe it will grab the attention of possible other life forms far away though. Who knows? Ultimately, if World War III were to happen anytime soon, no, it wouldn't be fought in space. However, many tactical maneuvers will involve space and may include missiles that briefly exit the Earth's atmosphere. But again, the main targets are likely to be on land. If World War III happens in, say, 20 years' time, I'm being serious, maybe space lasers will be a problem. It all just depends at what time war breaks out and how far countries like China have got with their space programs. I, for one, really hope that it never happens and that everyone can keep their cool. Space should be a place for exploring and learning, not for war and destruction. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's episode of Life's Biggest Questions. Do you guys think that we will see a space war anytime soon? Let me know in the comments section down below. For now, I'm Rebecca Felgate. Remember to stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.